2023 is behind us, so now let's turn our focus to 2024 and the year ahead. Hear my thoughts on where we might be headed on this edition of the Video Market Update. Last year, the predictions were ample, but this year the prognosticators are a little more quiet on their predictions. Maybe that's because so many of them were off in 2023. So let's look at a few key metrics of what the experts think might happen. So we know inflation has come down significantly from its high, but it's still a big problem for consumers. Most analysts believe that inflation will come close to the Fed's desired 2% rate by the end of the year. If that happens, it would most likely come due to an increase in the unemployment number. So most investment forecasts do see a tick up of unemployment, where currently we're at 3.7, where many believe we'll come in closer to 3.9, even all the way up to 4.8. That's a big difference, and any level of unemployment, which will negatively affect those who lack employment, may not affect the overall market and the stock market, because inflation coming down will offset the rise and increase of unemployment. The big reason for the fourth quarter rally last year in stocks was in part due to the expectation that the Federal Reserve would cut interest rates. Most analysts believe that a rate cut is coming. Is it coming in Q1 or in Q2? Or probably in Q3 and Q4 towards the end of the year. If that happens, that will be a big tailwind for the market. So the sooner the cut, the sooner we see the market react positively. So what's going to happen in stocks? We've talked about the economy. What about the stock market? So let's look at this graphic here. As you can see, the opinions vary. In many cases, the same company varies their opinion. For example, it's not on this chart, but Vanguard predicts the S&P will grow somewhere between 4.2 and 6.2. That's a pretty big margin. Notorious bull or optimist Tom Lee thinks the market will struggle, but he believes that the market will see a 9% positive return, where on the other end of the graph, you'll see JP Morgan is very pessimistic, and they believe we will see an almost 12% decline. The opinions vary, which goes to the old joke, stock market forecasters exist only to make astrologers look good. So they're not always the most accurate. Throw in weatherman as well. So what do we do with all of this information? Well, we make sure that the portfolio that you have will benefit if the market goes up to an appropriate number, and we make sure that there's some level of protection if the market turns sour. So can we benefit on the way up, and can we protect ourselves somewhat on the way down? Certainly if you're invested in stocks, if you're invested in the market, the benefit on the upside is you have to absorb some of the downside. So this is just a quick forecast into where we think we might go in 2024. If you have any questions on anything you're hearing in this video or in the news, let me know. But if not, as always, I hope you make it a great week.